Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes.
Thanks for being on. You have probably one of the most frightening shows on television.
Yeah, yes, I do.
Yeah, it's in reruns now, I know, but oh my gosh, is that a terrifying show? I don't know how you do it.
I tell everybody I got the best job in the world, man. It's disgusting, it's gross, it's exciting, and then I get a hug and a check at the end of the day.
Yeah. So now the whole hoarding thing, it's a disorder, right?
It is. It is a mental disorder. The American Psychiatric Association has deemed it so as of 2014, which is a really big deal because it's now the beginning of people finally understanding this mental disorder.
So what causes a person to become a hoarder?
No one wants to be a hoarder. Obviously, it's a horrible thing to have to deal with. Something tragic happens in their life, a loss, grief, some abuse. Something bad happens early on, and this is where their brain just happened to go. No different than when I was a kid. I got into a lot of trouble and I got depressed after my dad died, and I started gambling. My brain went gambling. Some hoarders' brains go stuff.
Well, are there different levels of it, though? Because I know people in my life that I feel are kind of on the verge of being a hoarder. Is there a level that can keep you from going to that extreme on the TV show?
Absolutely. It's a scale of 1 to 5. It's the hoarding disorganization scale. I think all of us are a 1, to be honest. I'm a 2. I've got 3 young sons under the age of 5, so our house is definitely a 2. The ones you see on those are all stars. I mean, those are the 5s. Those are the worst of the worst.
Yeah. Now,
I think people. Go ahead.
How many people like that really exist, though? Because it's a TV show. Of course, you're going to have the extreme, but how many people are like that in real life?
Yeah, the number we see from Boston University is between 10 and 14 million nationwide, which is 5% of our country.
Oh my God!
That's a really alarming number. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just fascinating. I'm wondering, when you enter these houses, how do you start? How do you start undoing this horrible...
This is a great question. Yeah, this is a great question. So we send them to therapy first,
okay.
to be really brutally honest, because this is a mental disorder where my job with Service Master Restore is to go in and physically clean the home.
Right.
But most of these homes can't be physically cleaned until we get the mental side dealt with. So we try to get in with therapists or social workers, and quite honestly, that's who calls us often, is family, social workers, or someone that's already dealing with the mental side. Once you get there, the key is you can't look at the whole house. If you look at the whole house, you feel just like you do right now, overwhelmed. You don't know how to even look at it. You have to look at it by a 2-foot by 2-foot area.
Wow.
And you have to clean that 2-foot area, and then you have to celebrate it and be excited about the work you've done. If you look at it as a whole piece, it'll never get done.
So we're on with Matt Paxton, the host of Hoarders on A&E. So, Matt, these people they have a real serious mental problem. I would think that showing up with television cameras has got to be one of the worst things to happen. That can't help, can it?
Not, yeah. It is not ideal, let's be honest. Think of the worst thing you have in your whole life and then letting 5 million people see it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's tough. They typically are willing to let us come in because it is their last resort. The people you see on Hoarders that I clean, they're going to lose their children on Friday, they're going to lose their home on Friday, they're going to lose their husband on Friday. And so we're at the last resort.
Wow.
And we hate to even put them on TV sometimes. And sometimes we don't. I mean, there's been times where we've gotten there and we say, nope, this isn't right. We can't put them on TV.
Wow.
And we still clean the home, but we don't put them on TV.
Well, that's nice of you to do that. Yeah. So what's the worst? I know that's a hard question, but what is the worst place you've ever gone into that you were just like, just describe some of it for us?
So I had one house. It was in, excuse me, I had one house in Maryland. It had about 4 feet of used adult diapers. And we were on the 2nd floor going through the diapers with the hoarder. And an earthquake hit, and the house starts shaking up and down, side to side. And I was on the 2nd floor of this old Victorian home in Maryland, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is not the way I want to go.
No,
that was a doozy. Yeah, that was a doozy. We had an 8-foot rat's nest in Oakland, California, and it was 8 feet wide, about 5 feet high, and it was a big. And Oakland rats are like small dogs. I mean, they're huge. And so there were these like 2-foot holes where the rats had gone in and out, and we couldn't tell if they were live rats or dead rats. And that was a very scary day. And it was scattered with money. You could see $5 and $10 bills all throughout this rat's nest. So we had to clean it. And at the end of the day, we found $13,000 cash in that rat's nest.
All right. Well, it's
like the whole cleanup process is a big chess game, and you have to work really carefully to help them the proper way. And I just appreciate you guys even bringing this issue up. It's not a popular disorder. We're at the beginning of a 20-year trend, and we appreciate you guys giving it the awareness that it needs.
Yeah, it's interesting. The show once again is Hoarders. It's sometimes difficult to watch, but it's on A&E now. Do you have a set time? I know you're on reruns there, but what time can people check it out?
Monday. We're actually on Lifetime now on Monday nights from 9 o'clock Eastern. We're on Lifetime, and we actually have a few new episodes. We have update episodes the next 5 weeks, starting last week, and we're going back and visiting people we helped 5 years ago and seeing how they are now.
All right.
Oh, great.
Interesting. All right, Matt Paxton from Hoarders. Thank you, Matt.
Guys, thanks so much. And we're cleaning families all over the country if you need us.